because in the riverbank I couldn't see much and I just heard it. And that's when my mom was asking me to turn around and cover my ears. I think I'm just grateful, none of that killed me. And I was able to see the world that was a lot more than this. So I think because I saw it, I can be a lot more grateful now. That I can be a lot happier with the little things these days. She saw me a few meters, and then she just broke in tears. And the first thing she did was give me a piggyback, because until that moment I was her baby. So she was like, how much my baby has grown, and she was giving me a piggyback. I was like, I'm not a baby anymore. I've been raped. I'm not a kid. This trafficker would stop my mom in the hallway, and he took her pants off and he just raping her there.
Oh, okay,
man. And I think I was like mixed up. I think somehow I blocked that out. And later my mom, when I was writing my first book, she was saying that was like two separate events, and that's actually when I really saw it, because in the riverbank I couldn't see much and I just heard it. And that's when my mom was asking me to turn around and cover my ears. And then from after that rape, they would put us in the car again, another car, and there another lady joined, three of us in the back. And then the car was going all the way to Changchun, like inside China. So it's a lot of hiding in car and just moving as fast as you can because we can get caught.
Man, that is... How are you dealing with all this now?
Well, I feel like I had many different lives. At this point, it's like lived through a lot of lives, but I think I'm just grateful. None of that killed me, and I was able to see the world that was a lot more than this. So I think because I saw it, I can be a lot more grateful now. That I can be a lot happier with the little things these days.
Yeah.
So in some ways, I guess it's a blessing. I mean, how I look at it is a blessing. At least for me, that's how I decided to look at it.
Let's go back to when you became this trafficker's mistress.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who... How were you treated at that point?
A lot of beating, because I was fighting to be... Even after initial rape, it was very painful. It was really painful, and I thought my body was getting split out of it. And then I felt this shame. I felt so dirty. I was like rub myself till I was with the bleed. Like, constantly in the shower afterwards. It was so shameful. So he would beat me to get out of that. And I was constantly like, how can I just die? How can I end this? But the only thing was, he was saying, I'm gonna bring your mom. But like, bring my mom was not gonna happen in one day. Even after the first rape, he had to go back and negotiate the price with my mom, because he sold my mom. And this farmer's not gonna sell my mom for the same price. They were gonna try make more money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to negotiate the price, and it took several months. And I think during that time it was very hard, and then during that time he had to go buy other girls to sell them. So during that time he would lock me in the apartment, and I cannot go outside. The door is locked from the outside, many doors, and even the windows has a gates in. And I was in an apartment for, 15 days by myself. Like, I don't even know how many days, because there's no clock. And only thing I see is like sun rises and goes down, but I cannot even turn the lights on because other people can see and police can come in. So I don't know how many days I was in the apartments alone. A lot of times he would lock the door and go and come back. But he would buy me some food, and he go, and sometimes his travel gets delayed, then he did not buy enough food for me to eat. So I always have some days. I think he only thought he was gonna be gone for like a week, but that time he was gone for many days because he had to sell this girl to Shandong. Is a different state. And Shandong is a very poor town, so a lot of farmers cannot find wife. They buy North Korean girls. So he had to take this girls. Takes almost like several days to get there, and then negotiating the price, looking for the man, and it takes many days. So I ate the food quickly because I thought it was gonna be 7 days, and I had to be hungry many days afterwards. So afterwards, I was always like still be very conservative how I split the food until it comes back. And yeah, it's so interesting. I completely forgot a lot about this. But eventually my mom came, and I think that was like hope for me. Like at least got 1% out of it, and I had my father to save and my sister saved. So after my mom came, that was much better, I think.
How was that when you're... Well, describe that exact moment when you
Seeing my mom?
were reunited with your mother.
I saw her in a cornfield. By then, I was spirited with her by like April 1st, right? This is now in almost the harvest time, or hot summer day. I met her in the middle of the cornfield because we couldn't see the authority, and she was sold to this farmer, so I had to go there. And she saw me far away, but she did not think that was me because I became a different person. She thought like I just became adult. So until came close, she didn't say my name. She just thought like someone was strange woman standing there. And she saw me like a few meters, and then she just broke in tears. And the first thing she did was give me a piggyback, because until that moment I was her baby. So she was like, how much my baby has grown, and she was giving me piggyback. I was like, I'm not a baby anymore. I've been raped. I'm not a kid. And I felt so awkward that she was treating me like a kid out of nowhere. And for her, like, until a few months ago, I was a little kid in North Korea, sitting on her own nap. And in North Korea, we don't have separate rooms, so I was always sleeping next to her at nighttime. And she couldn't believe it, how much changed in a few months of time for both of us.
Wow.
And I think from that point, I became her husband because I was speaking Chinese and she didn't. So she had to rely on literally everything on me because she could not even say, I want water, I want to go to the bathroom. So I had to translate everything for her. And till this day, I'm like almost like her husband that she lost. Our dynamic forever changed from that point on.
How did what was the man's name who purchased you, the trafficker?
So Yeonmi.
How did he treat your mother when he purchased her again?
I think it was awkward because he raped her a lot. And how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
But
did he allow you and your mother to communicate on a regular basis? Were you guys together a lot, or did he keep you separated?
The days he wanted to rape me, he would take me away. And he was just sleeping with all these girls that he was buying. So it was like, in a way, I was lucky he didn't need me every day, And he was going on these trips for a month that he had to go sell these girls. But that's when he also raped all these girls, like every one of them. Like literally, that's a ceremony, Whenever you get a new girl, that's what you rape these girls. and you on the other worker buys you, that's the day you get raped. Like every single person buys you, that's when you get raped many times. And they just rape in the car, they rape you on the street, even the farmland, they take you in the cornfield and they rape you there. I never knew it was that many ways you could rape somebody. Like there's no dignity, there's no like privacy. It's like if they, at least I was this Loban's, like he's called Loban, is a boss's wife. But these girls who come and there's no dignity. If this guy's wanna rape you, they just rape you in front of everybody. Like there's nothing they do to protect you in any way. And so at least he becoming more respectful towards me. Initially he was hitting me and he was treating me like all other girls that he's been treating. And somehow, by some miracle, he was falling more in love with me every day. And he was looking for ways to divorce his Chinese wife, who he had 2 children with. His just daughter was 1 year younger than me, and he wanted to actually marry me and want to have a child with me. So he became more protective of me in that way. So he became more becoming nice to my mother. But then after 1 year passes, he becoming addicted to gambling. And then when he brought my father, that's when my father was very sick. And by then he had enough of me, right? Like, so the beating starts again.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.